Hi everybody, Eugene here with Darkroom Software. In this quick video, we are going to learn how to upload directly from Darkroom Booth to Event Gallery, but also create a print template with a QR code that can be scanned to download the image from Event Gallery. So all you have to do is print out the print, no more entering emails or phone numbers. They just scan the print that you just printed. Even cooler, we're going to be using this perforated media. And this is now going to be your business card. So they get their print with their images, and they also get a business card to take with them with that QR code. So let's go ahead and jump right in and let's see how to do this. Okay, here we are on my computer. This is the template that we're going to try to make, and we're going to make it from scratch. We're just going to kind of get an idea so I can try to remember where everything goes. But let's go ahead and get started, and we're going to create it all from scratch so you'll get to see some design and template building techniques that I might use. So start with new, and it's going to be a 4x6. And 6 scan print demo, and it's going to be horizontal. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is add in a background. Let me look at my backgrounds folder. Let's see, let's try. Nope. Oh, they're in my pictures. Okay, so I have a 4x6 gray background, and I like using gray, and you'll see why in just a second, but you can add an effect on top of it. So let's go ahead and we'll add that effect. It's going to be color. We'll make it kind of a greenish color. Add to our colors there just in case we need it again. And set the transparency to 70. Oops, looks like it has an effect on it, or a predefined mask, so we'll go ahead and remove that predefined mask. So there we have background, and the cool thing about adding this color is, let's say you're doing a wedding, and instead of this teal color, they want to use more of a magenta color, so it matches with their look for the event. So that's one little pro tip. Next thing I'm going to do, because it's perforated, I want to know right where that line is going to be. So I am going to add, instead of a line, I'm going to add a we'll do an effect again, and so it's going to be at 1200, or no, the width is actually going to be, let's say 3. Position is going to be 1200, and the height is going to be the full height. And display, but do not print. I want to be able to see it while I'm designing, but I don't want this to actually print out. I just want to know where that cut line is going to be. So next we'll add the photos. 2 columns, 2 rows, and we'll use a predefined mask. I'm sorry, I'm going to jump kind of back and forth through the options, if I'm moving a little bit too fast, you can always go back, but this is kind of the way my brain works, just kind of thinking back and forth. Okay, so I want rounded corners, I want a frame, and a drop shadow. We'll turn this frame white and make it 4. I also want to make sure that my size, and I only know the size because I've done this once before, but 425 by 500 were pretty good proportions. And that's not the pixel. Oh, I'm sorry. We want to go fixed aspect ratio, edit, and that's where we want. Okay, So fixed aspect ratio rather than fixed size, because then it'd make it that specific size. Okay, make it just a little bit smaller. And then we'll add our text. Jack in. Okay. And I'm really guessing at the size, but we'll go with something squirrely and fancy. Okay. And then add a drop shadow. 5, 5, 5. We'll see how that looks. Looks pretty good. We'll put that right there, and then add more text, and we'll type in a date. What's today's date? 02 16 2023. And just for fun, we'll switch out. Let's go with Oswald right there, and make that a little bit smaller. Oops, we'll shrink it down right here. Okay, so that's just kind of basic template design. Let's get into the actual QR code. So I don't know where this image is gonna be. I'll have to test, send it, upload it, and then take the URL. But for right now, we'll just kind of get a little placeholder. There we go. And then add in a logo. Okay, and just to kind of give a little bit of separation for these two objects right here, we'll add effect, set to white, predefined mask. That actually should be set to excuse me, should be set to 100% or 0%, and we'll just scoot it towards back. And copy and paste. Whoops. And only take the one. This one I'm going to change it to a rounded vignette, and we'll say 30%. Okay. Copy paste. Make it just a little bit larger so I can see what I'm typing. And this is just instructional text, so they know that they can scan that QR code and what it does. Got to make that a little bit smaller. And then you can add some more text, like saying thank you for stopping by, something. I think I have thank you for stopping by our booth for more information. And I'll copy that text from the other template just so we don't have to type it up. Oh, I'm gonna add one more effect. Where is it? Right here. I think I grabbed the wrong one. That one. And that's to add just a little bit of separation, make the text a little bit easier to read. Now it's on top, so it makes it harder to read, but copy it to the background. Now it's a little bit easier to see the texture in the background. It's not so distracting on the actual text. And actually, I'm gonna change one more thing. I'm gonna change the offset to 0, 0. So it actually just almost like adds a stroke around the image, a soft stroke. And let's go ahead and save it as a new template. We'll choose it. And then we're going to want to post to Event Gallery. And I want to make sure the date's correct. And then I check this option. And what that'll do is, while I'm testing, it'll work. And then, let's say a day or two later, when I'm at the event, it will continue to work. So the date should be correct for the event. And we'll check date. Okay, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do make a small change over here, but for right now we just want to test it. I'm going to have it set to take a single image just to speed things up. Hey, here we go. And the screen template's actually set up for a different type of event. So the main thing is I just want it to upload to Event Gallery, so I can, that should be set to 1 copy. Let's see. So now when we go to Event Gallery, we have a URL that we can grab. And we're going to take everything up to the /p/. So this stuff at the end is not important. And we can test it out by typing in the actual file name just to verify everything's working properly. And it should take us to the same image, which it does. So we're gonna grab that and switch back over to Darkroom. Double click on our QR code, replace it, and then we're gonna type in %file %. It'll then replace it with the file name. And one thing I like to do just to make sure that it chooses the correct photo, I type in photo 1.file, and let me see if I can copy and paste that to a notepad document, or let's go WordPad. just so you can see the actual code that I'm using. A lot of times whenever you put it in, it'll go looking for the wrong photo. By adding photo1.file, it's being very specific that look at this photo for the file name, and then the template will actually use photo1 when it creates the actual print. It uses the same file name and structure. So that's one thing. That's another little tip that can be really helpful, rather than just %file %photo1.file %. Okay, so we'll save that, and I said we're going to steal this text. Actually, let's see if we can just steal the text object. So copy. So this is another little trick. This will work for objects that are created with Darkroom, so like a vignette or photo object, but this would not work for the graphics that are added. Those are embedded files inside of the template, so it's not possible to move one graphic to another, but you can take pretty much everything else. Okay, so I think that looks pretty close. And then what we're gonna do is, we don't want this. Let's go back to the web page so I can explain it. We don't want this version to upload. We want a square version, because that's what they're gonna show after they break off that the extra 2 inches. So go back to our template, and then what we're gonna do is change it to a 4x4. There goes all the extra stuff. We're gonna save it as just give it a descriptive name. So now we have one with the QR code and one without. And so this is the one that we want to print. We'll go ahead and make it match 4. But this is the one that we want to upload. Okay. So let's go ahead and test it out for real and make sure everything works properly. We're gonna start the booth. It's gonna take 4 photos this time. And then it should print out a 4x6 that we can then break off a 2x4 off of it and be left with a 2x4 and a 4x4. The 4x4 has the 4 images, and then the 2x4 is kind of used as a business card that we can scan and download the image from. Okay, let me go grab that prep. Okay, here we go. We have our 4x4, and it's a 4x6, but it's perforated media, so that means we can then snap that off. We have our shareable 4x4, all looks pretty even, and we have our little business card that we can take our phone and see if I can do this. Where you go? Oh, you're gonna be able to see my whole office. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. And there's the images. So I hope this has been helpful. Like what I used was perforated media, and I'll try to put a link to it in the description of the video, so you can learn a little bit more about it. It's pretty neat. But this can be done with a 2x6. Instead of laying it out this way, you have a 2x6 and have the QR code at the bottom. It just wouldn't separate. But I hope this has been helpful. Hopefully this is interesting. Kind of showed you the whole design process, so it made it a little bit longer. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye now. Thanks again for watching. Here are a couple of videos that YouTube thinks that you might enjoy. Be sure to like, subscribe, but more importantly, if there's something you want to learn a little bit more about, comment below this video and I'll do my best to add it as a future video. I'll see you in the next one.